Welcome to the show, everybody. Welcome to the inaugural episode of 20 Minute Surrender. My name is Matt Eads. I am joined today by none other than the best under 700 player in the North American servers, Kevin Byer.
You know, it did take me an awful lot of time to get to under 700, so I'd like to say thank you for this great honor of being the greatest under 700 player in North America. Best 700 NA is what they call me.
7 NA.
No, 700.
Oh.
One could only hope to get all the way down to 7.
7. Also joining us here, none other than Bryce, the Blitzcrank Zinnick.
The Blitzcrank Zinnick. I do good work.
Just made that up off the cuff.
It's pretty bad.
Because that's what we do here on podcasts.
One more? Take one more.
Bryce, call me Breast Zinnick.
That's much better.
You might know him as Breast if you've watched any of our League of Legends videos.
Well, not all of them. Mostly our threes videos.
Yeah. Yes. He's been in a couple fives.
Really?
He's been around.
Yeah, I think we did.
He's been doing his thing since 1991.
1991, yeah. Doing it good.
Just doing.
One of the best around.
I would have to agree. He's here making his podcast debut. And we're here to talk everything League of Legends in this League of Legends only podcast hosted on mantank.com. If you're new to the show, if you're new to this show, Kevin and I also host a totally killer video game inclusive all video games podcast on Sundays.
Even though the only game we really want to talk about is League.
That's right. And now we have a venue on which to do that.
Speaking of that, we're going to have to get a new email address.
I have one. If you would like to write in some emails to the show, questions, feedback, topics for discussion, 20minsurrender@manatank.com is that email address.
Look at you.
Look at that.
Head of the curve.
Can we get one more time, just to be sure?
20minsurrender, 20 MIN surrender, at manatank.com.
Well, there we go.
I debated making it podcast 2 at manatank.com. but really, this is the main show.
Well, it's the only one people are going to listen to.
MTP's taking a back seat.
So if you're listening to this show, go check out the other show.
Yes.
Even though we don't talk about it.
If you're viewing us on YouTube, we can also be found on iTunes if that's your thing, or if you're one of those retarded people who can't figure out how iTunes works, then yeah, you can just watch us on YouTube. And yeah, you can find our other show at manatank.com.
iTunes is pretty tricky.
And nobody uses it.
You hit subscribe. Nobody
uses iTunes.
It's the only... You don't listen to podcasts.
You can't put stolen stuff on iTunes, so why would you use iTunes?
Yeah. This whole show is stolen.
That's right.
All this content. We listen to all the other League of Legends shows and then just condense the weekly content.
But the big difference is all those shows are trash.
Whereas this one has totally killer intro music.
Yeah, it does.
And a whole lot of very, very potent, pertinent information.
Pertinent indeed, Kevin. Pertinent indeed. Let's get the ball rolling today a little bit.
A little bit?
Yeah, there's no segments to this show yet.
Are there no segments to the show?
Well, you want us to make some segments?
That's probably a good idea.
Segments? Let's call this segment, Bryce tells us about his lane comp of the week that he wants to talk about, and we'll talk about that.
Lane comp of the week? Right now, it's Nunu support. It's pretty terrible. I'm not going to lie.
Talk about Nunu support?
Gotta talk about Nunu support.
What do you want to talk about Nunu support? He just got revamped.
No, he didn't. Oh, yeah.
Well, 2 patches ago.
The jungle him got revamped.
A couple patches ago.
Well, no, all of him.
What got changed? His
passive. That's really the only thing that matters.
Yeah.
And that still is in effect for support.
You're auto-attacking, you're doing it wrong.
It gives him 1 extra attack every 7.25 minutes. Or 1 extra free spell.
1 extra free spell?
Like, think about it. Think about how many times you go in and auto-attack one time, just once, as Nunu support.
So his passive attacks required
once every 2.5 minutes.
Activate, reduce.
2.5 minutes. Or whenever your AD carry's dead, you start just auto-attacking those creeps.
Yeah, there you go. Or if you want to push lane, you attack the ranged minions while he deals with the melee minions.
That's good.
So it was 7 attacks for him to get the free spell. He attacks 7 auto attacks and he gets a free spell. Is his passive, and that was reduced to 5.
Which is
infinitely better.
Significant.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
It's not like Nunu ever ran out of mana in lane anyway.
Well, now in jungle, he's just unstoppable. He can go red, and he's at full health and full mana the entire time.
You think he's going to get a nerf, is what you're telling me.
He's not getting a nerf, because he's still pretty...
You just told me that he's
bad.
He has no stuns, and his ultimate's useless. Can't really gank with it.
Yeah, you can. You gotta lane gank bottom, and
Someone to get
just
behind the
channel
enemy
ultimate.
and channel it.
Champion. No, Empire.
Empire.
Is that
Got
what it's
Empire
called?
on.
When
You
when
hide in the
one,
bush,
no, you
bait
need
'em.
Karthus too, though.
I don't think you need Karthus for
Why
it.
do you need so that you have both guys in the bush and both AoEs? Down?
No, so you get Nunu ult, start channeling,
Right.
and then as they face check, you drop Karthus wall,
Oh,
and then turn
that's
on
good.
Karthus AoE,
damn.
and then drop the lay waste,
Drop the hammer.
and then it's all over.
Yeah, 5v2. Good game.
Except, what about Fiddlestick? You got Fiddlesticks in there too. Fiddle comes over the wall with his ult.
Ooh.
What then?
What kind of team is going to run Nunu? Oh, I guess Fiddle jungle, Karthus mid, Nunu support,
Fiddle middle.
Karthus jungle.
I've seen a Karthus jungle. Before.
I've done a Karthus jungle and raped face.
And
It's yeah.
Super easy.
Blind pick
Well,
normals? It's real hard to rape face and blind pick normals.
Yeah, when you're
Hey,
when you're
blind
at,
pick normals is tricky.
when you're at 700, it's real easy to break faces anyone.
It's true.
or 7.
7.
I don't think the system goes that low.
I'm sure it goes that
It
low.
has to.
No, it bottoms out at like 500, doesn't it? Isn't that the way that it works?
People were streaming 200 ELOs a while ago, so I'm sure you can get down to 7.
How do you even get it that low? That would take a long time. Cause
It was easy when you could Q dodge before, you just lose 10 points.
Yeah, I was really sad because I was
Oh,
trying
I
to get
see.
my Smurf up to level 30 so that I could Q dodge down to 500 ELO. But now I actually have to
Actively lose in
purposely
20
do
minutes.
bad in games.
Yeah, but everybody at 500 ELO is probably there purposely. I don't think anyone's that bad.
No, they have to be. We know people who are that bad.
It's true.
Yeah.
You haven't had a rating for how long? Like a couple months now? You only just hit 1250?
You and I, the only person I play ranked with is you.
Exactly.
He carries you every
Carried
time.
me.
And before that, the only person you used to play ranked with me, and I used to carry you all the time.
I've won. My win ratio is higher than Bryce's, and his rating is like 300 points higher than mine.
We'll learn how to win games in the
When
right
you-
order.
Don't lose your first 10 games in
I'm
rank.
like 7 games.
Go 8-2.
I'm like 7 games above 500, and you're like
8?
6 or whatever. I'm one above you still,
Yeah.
and you're like 1460, and I'm like 1190.
The game just knows you're bad, and I'm amazing.
I hate this game. I don't want to do the show anymore.
So, I want to talk about what do you guys, when you're playing solo queue ranked, what role do you prefer? What do you like to do when you queue up ranked games solo queue at our ELO, which for you guys is 12 to 1400, and for me is 700?
Just because I know I'm going to get so many emails and tweets like, is it really 700? He's not really 700. Sort of lift the curtain back a little bit there, but
I don't know what he's talking about.
No.
This guy.
Legit 700.
700.
it's, I always like to, I try and take the jungle as long as Nocturne's not banned. I like jungle Nocturne. Just because if any lane's having trouble, you can try and at least correct that. Whereas if you're like support and one of your lanes is just doing bad, it's really tough for you to make an impact in that
Then
situation.
you're playing sport wrong.
Yeah?
That's it.
Going upstairs,
upstairs.
tops feeding,
Yeah, if you're good support, you actually gank mid.
tops feeding.
That's what you gotta do.
Tops feeding, and you're going up there to.
Well, top doesn't matter at all. It's not part of the game. If they do their own game, just leave it alone.
I don't know. I always play carry when Bryce and I play, but that's
Yeah.
because we like to go bot lane. I'm not very good at it.
Yeah, bot lane's hard.
Yeah,
Bowling's so easy.
we were doing real good for a
Pick
while.
Corky,
there.
Because we kept
win.
picking Blitzcrank. Blitzcrank just OP.
We won like 12 games in a row, and all of them we got Blitzcrank.
Blitzcrank Graves.
It's like first.
Because you
pick.
have no other AD carries.
I got lots of other ones. I just suck ass at them.
You bought them all like 2 days ago.
The one I played Ash one game, and it was like fairly tied, and there was that big team fight mid, and just fucking like arrow from bot lane all the way to mid, and it totally won us that team
It
fight
was a team fight.
because you guys were getting jumped like 5-on-3.
So hold on, let me get this straight.
I won the game for us with
He's
an
an
Ash
AFK
arrow.
farming bot.
You
and,
played Ash
Yeah.
and did exactly what a good Ash is supposed to do,
Exactly.
and think that that makes you good.
Yeah,
Okay.
good Ash. I did what a good Ash is supposed to
Yeah.
do, so good.
So you hit one ultimate all game.
Yeah, I can hit them across the map, but if they're 3 feet in front of me, I can't hit
It's
them.
impossible.
Well, I mean, that makes sense.
It's all
Kind
about.
of.
It's all about just whipping arrows across the map.
Yeah, just hide in the bush, shoot out an arrow, and be like, whatever. If it hits someone, it hits someone.
Should get
Fuck
us.
it.
Try to get another minute.
Summon a platform. You hope somebody's AFK. It's only a minute cooldown, so really
Exactly.
it's not that bad. It's up by the next team fight.
Too terrible.
In theory.
Yeah, you try to do support or whatever needs to be filled in for ranked games. Just flip the coin.
A lot of games I find, especially at our ELO, which I think a lot of people who listen will be at, is you load up a game and immediately someone goes like rise mid, like third pick calls rise mid or whatever, or like even first pick.
Well, they stop just calling direct champions now. They just go mid. That's
okay. At least that leaves like maybe he's going to counter pick.
Yeah, hopefully.
If he's a later pick, but like, Timo top.
I got 16 champions, guys. Don't worry, I got this. He's counter picks.
It always makes me mad because usually when I play ranked, I'm first pick, but because everybody is lower than 700. But it always pisses me off when I'm first pick and I'm making my bans. I mean, people can put their input in when I'm making bans, sure, but when you're fifth pick and you all of a sudden say, I'm top, it's like, no, I'm
you
first
shut up
pick.
and take support.
I'm first fucking pick. If I take a top lane, you're playing something else, bitch. And then you take top lane and they're like, I said I was top, and then they troll.
Yep. Yeah. It's real tough at this low level.
But there's almost no trolls left. There's karma. Then what? All the other picks are legit now.
Still,
Eve is so legit.
Heimerdinger's still not a good pick.
No, it's still troll because you like. Okay, we're gonna double jungle this game, I guess. I'm just gonna be a jungler.
That's also legit. Everything is legit now.
I love double jungle if they tell you.
And then
not just surprise double jungle.
Yeah, it's like if somebody were to queue up in my game and say, hey, I want a double jungle, I'll be like, alright, I'll 1v2 bot. I'll pick a good 1v2 bot and just fucking farm all day.
I'm drinking from a jam jar, by the way. I just forgot that was happening till right now. My water tastes slightly of raspberries.
I should hope so. Raspberry water is very good, very tasty.
Double jungle is never a legitimate. No,
I have won more double jungle games that I've been in than I've lost.
That's like saying duo top is terrible. Sometimes it just does well.
It's true. A lot of you see a lot of high ELO players if they really want to shut down like somebody top like Jax or like Nasus, somebody who if they get to free farm that they're just going to be a beast in late game. You actually, if you have a good 1v2 who can handle 1v2 bottom, then it does make sense to switch and to make sure that heavy ultra carry gets shut down.
Everyone's picking York nowadays. He just goes solo's bottom.
York's good. Solo's bottom?
Yeah. 2v1. You can't push him out of the lane. He pushes you out of the lane.
I don't know what you just said to me.
Yeah, I always pick... I try to always pick Gragas when I go solo bot. Because Gragas is just a beast. If they manage to get you all the way to their... If they push all the way up to your tower and you're Gragas, then you can still just ult and get a free kill. Support pushes a little too far up, going for an auto attack, dash in, throw the ult down. Easy kill.
Still not a fan of Gragas.
What? He's so good.
So good.
They buffed him too.
They did?
Yeah.
What'd they do?
Which patch?
Something about... I don't know.
Tell me which patch.
They just buffed him.
They bug fixed that he could get over Anivia's wall now. Because his dash used to stop on Anivia's wall, but it would go through Trundle's tower.
Weird.
But yeah, that was just a bug. But I want to say they increased his health per level. Or something...
base health increased to 523 from 493.
There you go, and health per level.
Armor per level increased 3.6 to 2.7, and body slam, which is his dash charge speed, increased to 1050 at all ranks, which is substantial because it used to be slow and then get faster. And mana cost is a standard 50 now.
Yeah. So yeah, huge buffs to body slam. But I mean, body slam was never really a damage dealer to begin with. It was always just an escape, which is great to have an escape. A free escape on mid lane is just OP.
Ooh.
Well, free escape on any lane is OP, but especially mid, I feel.
I thought you leveled it second for him, so you just have a second damage spell, not just barrel.
No, you go barrel, cask, barrel, body slam.
And then you stop until level 13?
Yeah.
Huh.
Well...
You want the mana more?
It all depends on the matchup, right?
I guess.
I mean, against somebody like Morgana, who's never going to leave lane, you want to level up your W first.
Makes sense.
But against someone like, I don't know, Kassadin, who you can actually do a bunch of damage to if you dash in there and get up close to him, then it makes sense to level Body Slam first.
Pretty legit.
But yeah, I like to do... if I'm first pick, I like to pick a carry, like either top lane or AD carry. If I'm not first pick, I'll kind of just fill the role and stay away from the jungle because I suck dick at fucking jungle.
That's so easy.
It's easy when you're
disagree.
Nocturne. Nocturne
That's true. Nocturne is pretty easy because you can gank from anywhere once you're level. Well, not anywhere, but you can gank from pretty much anywhere.
It's pretty easy, but I mean, Nocturne is. I always like to start blue, try for a gank like level 4 once you get your fear, and then if that fails, what? What's?
It's okay. No, just
you don't want to talk about Nocturne.
I do want to talk about Nocturne.
And so whatever, do that level 4 gank, and then just show back up at level 6, and almost guarantee a kill.
I don't know, that's what I want to do with Nocturne. With Nocturne, I start Wraiths, do red, then immediately go lane gang bottom, because they won't have a ward in there. It's easy kill. Free kill.
But then you have to take Fear second.
What's wrong with that?
It slows your jungle down.
Not too much.
As opposed to that 25%
Then you get a kill.
attack speed. I suppose. I like that. I like that 20% attack speed.
It's pretty good. But you don't need the shield right away in the 20% attack speed. You can just take it level 3. Not a big deal.
You gotta take Dust Trail again, level 3. Like max Dust Trail first.
20% attack speed, I'm sure, is just more damage.
Not than Dust Trail. No way. No way. Because it's like on hit damage, and then it also gives you attack damage, like 10 more attack damage per level. But the 20% attack speed
also helps up your passive, because the more hit you get on it, the faster your passive cooldown goes on.
There's no way it's more damage.
I'm sure it's more
I'd
damage.
be interested to see the math on it, but there's no way.
Has to be better.
20%, you're only attacking at like 0.08 or whatever.
It's 20% is still a huge number versus the extra
20%
30 damage you would get on Dust Trail.
Yeah, as opposed to the 30 damage and the
extra 5 attack damage per second, or attack damage you get.
No, you get
for
10
on trail.
You get 10 per level for being on the trail, and then it'll do like an extra 60 or whatever.
It's only at like 25% of the time.
No,
so hold on. What are we arguing?
We're arguing that taking Dust Trail for Nocturne at level 3, like you level 1 Dusk Trail, and then level 3 Dusk Trail or attack speed, which would be more damage. 20% attack speed.
Hold on. We're assuming.
Is that making sense?
Yeah, we're assuming
you take Fear at level 2.
Yeah, you're assuming you take Fear at level 2 because you go red, gank bot lane.
Yeah, or gank top, depending on which side of the map you're on.
Yeah.
Okay, assuming you do that, immediately after, you're going to be about level 2.5 if you get a successful gank.
Or you're just soaking up lane experience to get you there anyways.
It's just assuming you're 3. We're just arguing which would be more. Which skill do you take next to go back to the jungle?
Yeah.
I would not take the shield because you need the shield to proc off an ability to get you your attack speed.
No, it gives you passive.
It gives you passive 20% once you
and
take
then it doubles that if the shield breaks a spell.
No, I'd still take Dust Trail.
It's way more damage.
I don't know.
10 extra attack damage or whatever it is.
Plus AoE.
Yeah,
AoE.
plus...
You already have the AoE, though, and the 20% attack damage is just...
No, you have the AoE
bonus.
one every, 7 attacks?
12 seconds reduced by auto attacks, I think, or something like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, so let's say you gank bot, and then you skip double golems, because who the fuck does double
Exactly.
golems?
Nobody does it anymore.
And then you go back to Wraiths. What do you want against Wraiths? An extra 20% attack speed against one target of 4? Or do you want Dust Trail to do an extra 50% damage against all the targets?
I guess Dust Trail would make sense there, but I don't know.
But you shut up. You admit that you were wrong.
Fine, wrong. Wrong.
If I can see if you're going to go level 3 gank mid.
Yeah, it seems legit.
Let's say fluke happens and you get double kill bottom at level 2 and automatically you're level 3.
Yeah.
Then I could see taking the shield to go mid and block
like
snare
the
ability.
Nivy or something. Yeah. Just want to get past the stun.
Yeah. Then I could see that. But otherwise there's no reason to take it if you're heading back to do more jungle camps.
Just AFK farm, yeah. Makes some sense.
That's what we do on this show is we make sense.
Try to make a little bit of sense. How about that, just because we've been playing it a lot lately, how about that Blitzcrank?
It's overpowered.
How about
it's too ridiculous.
I mean, every time we've played, it's either, do you have first pick? Yes, pick Blitzcrank.
Yeah.
Do you not have first pick? Ban Blitzcrank.
Pretty much.
I mean,
see, that's the thing, though. I mean, people at our level are just so afraid of a Blitzcrank because A, they never think they're going to dodge the rocket grab, and B, they don't know how to deal with a Blitzcrank.
How do you deal with a Blitzcrank?
Tell us the
number
way,
one
Kevin.
thing you got to do as against a Blitzcrank,
Generally or picking?
Generally,
Generally?
is A, ward bottom bush by their side.
Blitzcrank takes a pink ward. What now?
Blitzcrank doesn't take a pink ward.
Boots, pink ward, pot. That's his first buy.
Let's assume Blitzcrank takes a pink ward because he is expecting. They have
They
clairvoyance.
need boots control.
They have
So
clairvoyance.
you know what?
Bush
If
control.
they're taking it, face check.
Face check.
Face
Right to
check
the
level
ground.
1. You know what? If you think he's
It's-
going to take that, take Tarek.
It's not the level
Take
1.
Tarek or Alistair, but that's the most important level against a Blitzcrank. Is you have to get in there level 1, and you have to do damage to Blitzcrank so that he can't just QE combo you level 2 and stay there for 4 auto attacks.
It's not that
You have to get Blitzcrank level 1, half health, or even better, blow his passive. Because if you can take somebody who can hard stun or knock up, like Janna, who can knock up the AD carry, or Tarek, who can hard stun, or Alistair, who can knock him away, and then immediately just do all your damage to the Blitzcrank, he's going to have to run. If he doesn't buy potions to begin with, if he doesn't buy at least 3 potions, he's going to be useless. Because what Blitzcrank at half health is going to throw down an EQ combo at level 2? He's just not.
depends on who their carry is.
Yeah, all depends on who the carry is. If
It's
it's
still-
level 1 fight and they have Ashe, you don't want to run into that bush.
It's not like I'm worried about dying to level 2 with the Blitzcrank. It's just that
But
having
why Blitzcrank is so powerful.
having
is 'cause
no
he's
bush
so
control.
powerful at level 2.
having no bush control, and then just having the lane be in such a place where it gets tough to last hit, especially with the lower range carries. Because as soon as you get in range of that bush, you know that Rocket Fist is
But that's the
coming.
thing, though. We're talking about banning Blitzcrank or first picking him. If you don't ban Blitzcrank and they first pick Blitzcrank, why are you picking an AD carry who has to get in close?
Because I'm bad.
It's true.
I'm like 1200.
Okay, but you know what? You have to realize, as bot lane, the support pick is almost as important as the AD pick.
Well, you can. I mean, we've been toying with the idea of almost countering the Blitzcrank pick with Leona. Because then you pull Leona in, she throws her stun up, and you are immediately stunned as soon as Leona arrives at the end of the pull.
Well, it's just
See,
same
that's
thing.
not how I would play it either. If I was playing Leona and I was pulled in by a Blitz, I would immediately try to lance to the AD carry.
Yeah.
Sure, but that too, because he's pulling you in range, presumably, of their carry. So it is one of the few supports that... I just like Leona better than Blitzcrank. For just whatever things. I like her stun better. I love that she augments your damage way better with her passive. Her AoE stun ultimate is insane if
But
you can land
it's
it properly.
Pull versus just committing to the fight no matter what.
Yeah,
Because
it's
once Leona's in, she's in. She ain't
It's the
getting
same
out.
thing. It's like it's a Moo and it's Blitzcrank. They both have a grab in theory, but I would rather have Blitzcrank bottom lane than a Moo because assuming you're Blitzcrank, you're assuming you're pushing lane because you have an aggressive presence and you're going to think that they want to farm on tower. As Blitzcrank, you can still force them to farm on tower and coordinate with your AD so that they knock out the minions at the right time so that you can push a grab through and still get somebody under tower. I mean, that's why Blitzcrank is good. That's why Leona isn't good in the same situation. No. Leona is more of someone who would zone the opposing team.
Alistair would do the same thing as Blitzcrank, but just everyone bans Alistair right now because he's too
really
good.
Yeah,
He's good in the jungle, good top, bottom, support. So
good.
good
Top.
He's good top.
Who have you seen play Blitz
I played him
top?
top.
You did.
I did.
We got crushed by
it's
an
OP.
AD Alistair the other day.
Yeah, it's too good.
I used to play Alistair top way back in the day. And he's good.
Back when his
it's not as
ult
good
was
as
60%
if he gets a
range
ribbon or
turrets.
something, he's fucked.
Yeah. I mean, it's all the counter pick thing, right? Everybody thinks counter picking is a really big deal too, right? It's like
You win in champions like 90% of the time.
disagree.
What?
No,
I wouldn't say 90% of the time, but I totally agree that it is real tough to win bad matchups.
I don't know. I'm sure the only reason we keep winning ranked games is because Eads and I, we control Dragon. At 12 minutes, we're almost always going for it.
Yeah, we
People don't realize how important Dragon is.
Dragon.
in
Yeah,
lower
we
ELOs.
it's especially at the lower ELOs where maybe the other team doesn't quite realize it, but the Dragon is super important. If you're down, even if you're down like 10 kills, and you get a Dragon, that is still like
evens
a
it back up.
huge catch up.
Yeah, it's another thing low yellows never seem to notice is ward control. It's like the last time I did a jungle game in ranked, I was playing as Skarner and my top lane was Malphite or something like that. Somebody who's, he's good if you know how to play him, But if you are just playing him because you heard, hey man, I heard Malphite OP, then you're probably going to fucking suck dick. But this guy, he seemed like he was okay at playing Malphite, but he refused to ward. He got ganked level 2 because we were blue side and they were purple side, and purple started red and then ganked him immediately. And he died. And so I said, hey man, you might want to buy a ward for your lane. And I'm busy ganking mid and bot, and he dies again. And he's like, hey jungle man, how come you didn't come top lane? How come you don't gank top lane? I'm like, bro, there's 3 lanes. You're fucking blue side. All you gotta do is buy a ward. 1 ward, and you're not gonna get ganked anymore. Fuck you, jungle! Fucking 4 minutes later, he gets ganked again. No ward. I'm like, hey man, how come you didn't buy a ward? You got 4 potions in your inventory, but you got no ward. And that's the thing. It's like everybody in low ELO solo queue says to themselves, oh, well, I got a jungle. My jungle will back me up. I don't have to ward. It's like, no, you have to fucking ward.
I'm not support. It's not my job.
Yeah. It's like mid lane should be warding wraiths or the fucking bush the other side. Top lane should have at least 2 wards in their inventory every time they go back. Because top lane, you don't want to go back every 3 minutes. And bot lane has support. And jungle should always be warding too. It's like, warding is one of the most important things you can do in a game. But the fact that most people think that only 2 people should be warding, and in some situations only the support should be warding, I mean, that's just stupid.
I agree. That's why I like playing with Bryce, because first buy, he always goes back, and then he runs in and wards their wraiths.
Yeah, even just right off the start, just ward the wraiths. It's so valuable, because mid won't get ganked, and you won't get ganked.
We've been playing kind of crazy lately, and we will actually steal their wraiths.
Every time.
Level 1.
Well, if we're on purple side.
Yeah.
Purple side.
If we're on blue, purple.
Top side.
Top. It's purple, yeah.
Or red side if you're colorblind.
A little bit.
I figured out why you play in the colorblind mode.
I should really switch to that.
Because I was playing a couple nights ago, and I actually had it where I was trying to... I forget what I was doing. Maybe trying to like auto attack or something, because I was using the mouse. And the red that the mouse turns got lost on the red of a minion, and I just totally lost my mouse for like... I was like clicking, like trying to like, I need to get out, or whatever, and I can't even see where my mouse is, and it turns out I'm auto attacking some minion. And it doesn't sound like a big deal, but like one misclick, fucking, you take one more step than you should, and the enemy catches you, right? I'm pretty sure that is a reason amongst many why to use the colorblind mode.
Do you have to download?
No,
it's just
no. You just switch it on in the menu. Yeah, it takes a little getting used to, but because everything's red and blue, something. I don't even notice it anymore.
Okay, I got a question for you guys.
Right.
Who is your favorite champion that you suck at, but
Heimerdinger!
wish you were better at?
No, I don't actually play Heimerdinger.
Obviously, nobody does.
I'm amazing at every champion. So
that's what I was thinking here.
That doesn't really apply to me.
Good for you guys. I'm so proud.
I was gonna say like Victor, because it's just a hard champion to play.
I wish I was better. Victor's a big one too, because Victor is really, really good.
It might be really. He's on the edge of good or just too.
No one knows how to deal with him when you fight a good Victor. I wish I was better at Brand.
Brand's just not good either.
Brand's just... How can you not be good at Brand?
Yeah,
if you can hit your skill shots.
I guess it just gets to the point of being able to hit your Q.
Well, no, it's even after you hit your skills, it's a weird... Like, you have to back off while you're on cooldown. And a good player will try to engage you while you're on cooldown. So
as soon as you just waste one spell,
you have to
jump on
you have to position that as soon as you fire off a spell, if you miss, you can get out of the way.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
I wish I was better at Maokai jungle.
But you've been practicing, so at least that's good.
I'm very bad at it right now.
Are you bad at it? It's so simple.
Hard. It just seems like
it seems really easy.
Ganking is easy. It just seems like I'm so slow in the jungle, and it's like you need a good team behind Maokai.
I think
is what
you
it
can't
is.
carry with.
And very rarely do we have a team that everyone on the team is good.
It's not even everyone. Just your AD carry needs to be competent enough to.
Like when I ping Dragon, like, hey guys, we should do Dragon because bot lane just died. Like, I can't just start Dragon and then you guys can show up in a minute and I'll have it down to, like... Because it'll just still be at full health and I'll be dead. I'll be dead because Maokai doesn't do a lot of damage.
I don't even understand what his ultimate does.
If you're in the ring, you take 20% reduced damage, and then he can detonate it for however much damage it's soaked up to a cap. And I think the cap is low. It's like 200 damage or something. You take 20% reduced damage while you stand
20% is huge, though.
You know who has a better ultimate?
Heimerdinger?
Alistair.
It's pretty amazing. Tower diving at level 6 is just ridiculous.
Alistair can tower dive level 4.
Yeah.
Level 2, fuck it.
Level 2, fuck it.
Just jump in there.
Alistair OP.
Who do you wish you were better at?
I wish I was better at Lee Sin.
Oh, yeah.
He's not that good anymore.
He's still amazing.
Yeah.
If you can time his spells right, flash, ultimate, it's so good.
You don't even need flash.
You still take flash. Because you Q to them, flash behind them, kick them back, then they're done.
Psh, not you.
Nah.
W to a minion, or ward jump,
Nice.
then flash, then Q, then kick, then trigger Q.
Oh,
yeah. No, I've been playing every time I play on my Smurf, I play as Lee Sin just so I can try to practice the different interactions with his W and Q, and I still just fuck up all the time.
It's hard.
He's hard. He's one of the harder champions.
Yeah, him and Cassiopeia.
What?
Every
Cassiopeia's
single
not
time I
hard.
play Cassiopeia, I think in my head, I'm like, okay, Q, W, Q, E, and with an ult thrown in.
Yeah.
And every time I go and try to start a team fight, I'm just like, E! Fuck, I didn't have a poison on him! I just instantly panic and I fuck up my order and E goes on cooldown and all of a sudden I do no damage. Or Twin Fang. I guess we should use the real names as much as we can.
How about that Nautilus?
Amazing.
How about that? We got destroyed by AP Nautilus mid.
Not we.
Well,
Some retard Cassiopeia got destroyed
Cassiopeia got
by...
destroyed. He's got all his abilities are CC.
Yeah.
That's insane.
AP Nautilus isn't good. If you want AD Bruiser, so much better.
Yeah, top lane Nautilus real good.
Yeah.
AP Nautilus, whatever. Nautilus good. Nautilus jungle good. Nautilus top. I even like Nautilus support. Nautilus support not terrible.
Nautilus support is good, but you know, I'm going to throw this out there. You know where Nautilus isn't good?
Jungle.
Twisted Tree Line. I played a 3v3 game and I was Nautilus because my theory was Nautilus is so good in team fights. Turns out he doesn't matter.
He's not that good in team fights. Now that I think about
No,
it, his
he's-
ultimate's okay.
If he finds
Super fucking good in team fights.
What ultimate?
you can
Oh
focus
yeah, I guess
their
he's got
parry.
that big like.
You don't even need to pay attention to his
Nova.
ultimate. You just have to pop your shield, pop your slow, and then auto attack as many different targets as you can. Hey, you're snared for 1 second. Hey, you're snared for 1 second.
Tiamat's OP.
Team-
Does Tiamat's proc the snare?
It's a good question. I don't think any Nautilus in the world has ever built a Tiamat.
I don't think anyone has ever built a Tiamat.
I actually saw a jungle Phoenix Eater, whose end build was Wriggle's Lantern,
Uh-huh.
Boots of Mobility, Tiamat.
And you guys won this game.
I watched this game, and yes, this
This was a pro. game,
Uter
or
ended
what?
up being like 17-1.
Wow.
It was just absolute
Uter.
raping face.
Uter.
If by some miracle you can get enough money to make this build before they get armor.
What was that? There's that Shyvana build a while ago. Just boots 5 Tiamats. You go into Dragon form, pop your Twin Bite or whatever it is. Just does
Hit the
15,000
entire
million
team.
damage.
Man, that's
Oh, it does.
genius.
It's a million.
And then it
is-
cones again on each Tiamat.
Wow.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, does that still work? Is that still a
It
thing?
still works, but you have to get 5 Tiamats.
So until 5 Tiamat's useless, but come 5 Tiamats,
Come 5 Tiamats.
solo in
And
the
that's
team.
the thing, though. It's like Tiamat, all the items that build into Tiamat are shit.
What
Yeah.
even builds into it? I've
It's-
never built.
5.
The
Rejuve gem.
mana gem, health gem, like,
Isn't it the attack speed dagger?
yeah, and some sort of damage item.
Yeah.
It's super bad.
Yeah.
Unless you can go from the attack damage thing straight into Tiamat, there's almost no reason to build it.
And if you're building one of them, you're gonna build 5 of them.
Pickaxe, longsword, fairy charm, rejuvenation bead.
Oh yes, the rejuvenation bead that builds into nothing except the Tiamat.
Or build into Randuin's Open. That's a real thing.
Builds into Warden's Mail, yeah.
It does. Oh,
yeah,
yeah,
it does,
builds
yeah.
Oh, yeah,
Emblem of
but
Valor.
I've never built a Warden's Mail that way.
Oh yeah, no. You just go right to Warden's Mail.
Because it only costs $250, so you just pick it up when you have enough.
So there you go. You play... Oh, that's what I want to talk about. What do you guys think about Gangplank? His buff.
Got a buff?
Yeah.
Nobody liked Gangplank anyways.
If his parlay kills a target now, he gets 50% mana back.
That's pretty good.
What? 50% of the cost of parlay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Isn't that just to help him jungle?
It means you can lane way better. You can last
helps
hit
him lane
lane
better.
Yes.
It's like...
Still not a fan of Gangplank.
Why? Because he's so good?
Because he's so good.
He's okay.
What does he do? He has his ultimate. The gold ultimate's really good. And oranges get out of everything.
Ultimate's really good. Orange is really good. His E is really good. His Q is really good. His passive is really good.
Poison passive. It's like
Slow,
2.5%.
Still does the slow.
Like for 10% slow?
You know, it's a passive and it stacks.
Whoa, you know what all his passives does?
It stacks up to 30%.
Additional damage on the first attack and snare.
You don't need a snare.
Let me tell you about Twitch's passive, you guys. Let me tell you about Twitch, you guys. Twitch just got remade.
And I still don't know if he's viable bottom yet or not.
He's not really ever been viable as AD.
Yeah, no, but that was the goal of this patch, to make him viable as AD carry for bottom
I haven't
lane.
played him at all. I have him, and I haven't played him since the patch. Because you get into a game and it's like, I call Twitch AD!
Yeah, Twitch, Evelynn and Xin Zhao, those are going to be locked in no matter what you do.
You're like, okay. You just ban them. You know someone's going to pick them, and you don't want the retard to be on your team.
But then they get the good champions, gonna have a bad time.
I really like that his slow got remade into the Venom cast thing.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he's just...
Because the slow is so much better in Venom Cask. I mean, it doesn't hit as many targets as the old one did. But, I mean, realistically, you never needed to slow the entire team. You just need to slow that 1 or 2 targets.
And it was based on...
Number of stacks.
Stacks, yeah.
Now it's based on the rank of the ability.
Yeah, you throw a skill shot at them.
Yeah.
So now you can slow targets without having to auto-attack them. And it puts 2 stacks of the Venom on.
Yeah, which is crazy good.
Yeah.
It's not... Yeah, it's I'm just looking at all his...
Because like rank 1 Q, that's another 100 damage when he pops Expunge.
Yeah, Expunge is still crazy damage. Expunge no longer removes deadly venom, which is pretty good, because then you leave that dot ticking on them.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh,
What?
Wow. So you don't have to time it. Just take out the skill.
The dot.
Wow.
The dot is 12 damage per stack, up to 6 stacks.
Well, his attack range got increased too.
Attack range up 50 units. Base health up. Health per level up. Base mana up. Mana per level up. Base attack damage reduced by 4.
4.5.
Which sucks. Attack damage per level reduced by 0.3. And spray and pray is basically the same.
Well, doesn't his stealth only last like 3 seconds at rank 1 and 8 seconds at rank 5?
Yeah, he doesn't. He,
4 to 8, yeah. 4, 5,
yeah,
6,
he used
7,
to stealth for 10, 20, 30, 40.
Yeah.
50 or something like that. And yeah, now he only stealths for 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Yeah.
It's okay. It's right. Yeah, and then the attack speed is just based. You get the attack speed buff for 5 seconds. It's not based.
It's not based on time.
No, it's not based on time
so
stealth anymore. Yeah, so it. He seemed a lot more viable as a carry. I don't know. I'd really. I'm gonna play him a bunch and see what's up.
They definitely took his jungling ability down though.
Well, they took his like being a stealthed roam around, jungle, but you're also roaming around stealthed. They took that away.
Stealth time is similar to Shaco's though, a little bit longer. So same gank potential as Shaco.
Yeah, a little better. Shaco has the jump too though, so you cover that distance.
I'm surprised they didn't do any work on Shaco with the stealth remake.
I think Shaco's okay.
His works pretty well, right?
Yeah, I guess.
I think Shaco's fine. I don't think he's overpowered. We just always ban him because no one can handle Shaco at like 1300 ELO. It's
really easy.
Oh my god!
Shaco shows up, you put exhaust on him and run.
Nope.
By that time you're already dead.
No one can deal with that. So Xin Zhao also got remade this patch, extensively remade.
From being god-awfully terrible and just...
Well, he used to rock like the low ELO games because no one could deal with him, and then just wasn't viable in anything above like 1100.
Now he just rocks all the games.
I don't think he's very good still. I've only seen like one game.
I've seen a couple games.
Someone played him.
It seems to me like the changes they made, they took 3 jungle characters, Xin Zhao, Eve, and Twitch, and they drastically buffed the laning potential for 2 of them, and then drastically buffed the jungle potential for the other.
Well, Xin was never viable jungle. Xin was always such a bad jungle.
Well, yeah, apparently always needed blue to keep going, and
Twitch and Eve were both the same way, but they were both they were all kind of in the same pool of shitty junglers.
Twitch was there was a lot of Twitch played. It wasn't a lot,
even
but
Eve
Twitch,
jungle,
Twitch
played
was
more
played.
than Xin Zhao because just
Eve,
the stealth.
Eve was
potential.
never played. Eve was
played a lot.
Yeah,
what Eve
more
was
than Zhao.
Eve was always troll pick. As soon as they made that her old attack
they took
out
away
of
the
stealth,
stun into the slow.
They turned her stun into a slow, and then she was just terrible.
Well, no, but I mean, low ELO, you can still pick Eve and just rape face.
Oh yeah,
but now it seems that Xin Zhao worse in the jungle, better in top lane. Twitch worse in the jungle, better in bottom lane. Eve now just way better in jungle
and can't go anywhere else.
Yeah,
no, she's good top lane.
No, she's way too squishy still. Top lane's all about trading, and Eve can't trade.
Let me tell you what the changes to Xin, Kevin.
All right, I want to hear.
His passive. I've never played Xin, so I don't know what the fuck it used to be.
I've never played Xin either.
It now challenges the target.
I've never played Xin.
Wow.
Between us, I haven't even bought him.
Yeah, between us,
I don't have him.
Between us, I bet Xin is like the only champion we don't have.
Yeah, probably.
I don't know.
I'm missing 6 champions. Xin Zhao, Karma, 2 of the newer ones.
Jace, Draven.
No, I got Jace, not Draven. Varus, Trundle, and some other shitty character. I don't know what it is.
Trundle good.
Trundle is not good.
Anyways, his passive now is whenever he attacks something, he challenges it, which reduces its armor by 15% and also augments his other abilities. His 3 Talon Strikes now reduces his other ability cooldown by 1 second. And with each strike, 1 second with each strike. So that's the thing that, like, isn't it? You use it once and it does the thing. You use it again. It does the thing. You use it again. It does.
I have no idea.
I'm trying to think
what is Xin Zhao?
I don't really know either.
No, I think that was the one where he dashed to them.
Yeah, I thought his Q was still.
Well, the first one was a dash. The second one was damage, and the third one was a knock-up. I thought.
But I thought it's just as soon as the ability's going, it's just combos up. If you don't hit him for the 3rd time,
maybe
it doesn't knock.
Yeah, that might be what it is. Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah,
I see. So it sort of puts like your next 3 auto attacks will do this, this, and this.
Yeah,
is maybe
sure
how it works.
Yeah, nothing pop up.
Yeah.
Battle Cry was his passive.
Oh yeah, his
heal.
old passive was something about
he got healed every 3rd attack.
Yeah,
and now that's on Battle Cry, so you can level that. That's one that increases attack damage or something. I have no idea.
Yeah.
His ultimate now.
It seems hard to use.
Yeah, his ultimate will knock back all unchallenged targets, but will leave he can only have one target challenged. It'll leave that target where he is.
But it's huge for the utility of it because
in a team fight it's amazing.
You can either knock back the entire team when you're getting owned, a la Janna ult. I mean, it's not as far as a knockback as a Janna ult, but it's still an AoE knockback for the whole team.
I think it's a cone in front of you.
No, it's all the way around.
It's all the way around.
Oh.
And if you want, you can challenge somebody so that they stay. Like if you manage to get close in to the AD carry or mid lane AP, you can challenge them and then use your ultimate, knock away everybody else, and then isolate that one target. So, I mean, there's going to be a lot of utility for team fighting, but whether or not he's going to be viable enough to make it to the team fighting stage of the game is
Well, where do you
remains to be
you
seen.
play him top? I guess.
Yeah.
Is
Yeah, you,
really
you have to play him top.
or maybe jungle.
Yeah, or jungle, because
I
everybody...
still refuse to. I don't
I'm
see
not
him as a
gonna play
viable
I don't know.
jungle.
It depends how he scales, because the problem with Xin Zhao, he's amazing early game, but just falls off late game. He can't do anything. So if he scales better now, it should be alright.
Sona, a little bit of remake. This patch, this upcoming patch. Well, this patch that came out
couple days ago.
A couple days ago, yeah. Global cooldown reduced to 0.5 seconds from 2, which is pretty significant. Means she can change between her chords way faster. She can get her abilities off way faster.
Was it really 2 seconds before?
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
it was ridiculous.
And-
I always found that I never had problem switching between my spells. I mean,
Well, now it's like
sure, you could have got the movement speed an extra little bit faster, but it never really seemed to make that much of a difference, because Sona is... I always found Sona to be OP.
Well, now it's like I want the armor aura or whatever. Say the armor magic resist 1, and we're coming into a fight, so I'm going to switch into damage, and then I can switch back to my armor aura right away, so I can keep the aura I want, but I can use my other chord effects.
But the auras only
Is-
last like
is
2
the idea.
seconds now.
Yeah, well, you can't have 3 auras up at once.
No.
Is the point.
Yeah.
They last 1 second
1 second.
down from 2 seconds.
Wow, that is short.
But I mean, 1 extra second.
It's huge.
1 extra second on
Versus
10,
casting another
on
spell.
10 armor is not.
That's at rank 1, isn't it?
Or whatever. It doesn't. They don't scale great.
No, they don't. Like 1 point per.
Yeah, not anymore. They used to scale so good.
And what else? Malzahar, the Voidlings are smarter now. No delay on the pool. Null zone.
That still won't make Malzahar legit.
Malzahar's good.
No.
I think Malzahar's great.
They rush a Quicksilver Sash, and Malzahar's useless.
Got to bait out that Quicksilver Sash.
Gotta bait that out. Oh shit. My
I'm
ultimate's useless.
under ultimate. I guess I'll just use my Quicksilver
No, I
Sash.
think he's still great. He's got that big AoE silence, that the wave that he does.
It's hard to aim. The
Oh,
delay
the
is really long.
Now the delay's way shorter now.
I still don't think he's going to be viable.
It deals all its damage in 1 hit now instead of 2, because it used to be it would spawn the 2 like spheres
Oh,
and
yeah,
then
side
they would
to
come
side.
from either side.
Mm.
Yeah, and it grants vision now.
They did it before.
Grants it along the entire path
Ooh.
instead of just at the endpoints.
Not bad.
I never actually knew that it granted vision. And it also hits units around the endpoints too. So I mean, it's way easier to hit. His Voidlings are way smarter, which is really, I mean, early game a huge percent of his damage is coming from those Voidlings.
Oh yeah.
Like they are absolutely crazy damage, and now that they don't, it used to be a case where you would get a Voidling up. I would generally get a Voidling up, wait for it to grow because it goes through the 3 phases. Wait for it to go into frenzy, and then put the dot on whatever champion I wanted it to attack, because that's what it focuses on. And then if that champion just runs backwards, it would just bounce between you and them, and it wouldn't actually attack. So I mean, damage up.
It now even follows your auto attack, so you don't have to have the dot up all the time.
Yeah, it used to. I don't know how it used to prioritize targets, but it used to
Whatever was near.
Yeah, attack stuff. And Evelyn got a huge remake too this patch. Tell us about Evelyn. One of you two.
The thing is, the movement speed buff on her W is now just so ridiculous.
Which one's her W? Dark Frenzy.
Dark Frenzy.
Yeah.
Passive, every time a spell hits on the champion, it grants her 4, 8, 12, 16, 20 movement speed, which can stack, by the way. So if you hit somebody 4 times at max level with your spells, you have plus 80 movement speed. And then you activate it, and it removes all slows, and she gains 30, 40, 50, 60, 70% movement speed.
Wow.
So if you have, let's say, Boots of Mobility on Evelyn, and your base movement is somewhere around 500. Let's say you're coming in for a gank, you activate your Dark Frenzy max rank for 70% movement speed, your movement speed is now well over 800. Like, that is absolutely retarded. 800 movement speed, that's one side of the lane to the other in 1 second.
Yeah, the lane is 800 units wide.
I'm guessing. But it's massive. It's an absolutely retarded amount.
It's only
of
for 3.
movement
It's still
speed.
only for 3 seconds.
But
Still,
3 seconds to be able to cover 2,400 units.
You don't even have to cover that. You need to cover the space between the champion seeing you and not seeing you with their new stealth.
Yeah,
Right.
because the range on seeing you is like 600, 600, somewhere around there.
It's almost like the old Rammus before he was remade. You
Yeah.
just dart across the map without anyone seeing him and just maul their face.
Like, if you have Ghost and you have movement speed boots, like, I can foresee getting Evelyn's movement speed up to 1,200. Easy. If you have Ghost and you have a Phantom Dancer.
Great. So you have...
You're just so fast.
Phantom Dancer Evelyn, movement speed, she moves at 1,200.
But those are 2 items that a Jungle Evelyn would in theory, buy.
You don't build her AP now?
You never did.
I thought you always built her AP.
No.
All her abilities used to scale off AP.
It didn't even matter that they used to scale off AP. The most important thing about Evelyn is to get a slowing ability and to stick to your target. And the movement speed mass increase means even if they flash away from you, you can still catch up before your Dark Frenzy runs out.
I'm just looking at her ultimate. Max level ultimate impales all enemies in the target area for 25% of their max life.
Wow.
25%. And slows their movement speed.
Yeah, and
gives
the
her
health.
And gives her
The shield
300
is so
health
crazy.
for each champion hit. So if you hit all 5 champions, that's 1,500 health shield. And you have just dealt 25% max life to each champion. You have basically done half a Deathfire Grasp.
What I think that they did was they managed to get it to the point where Evelyn now has to be banned in every game again.
Yeah.
I haven't played a game with her in it yet, so I have yet to see how powerful she is.
I've seen a couple streams of the pros playing, and every time it was like a lane gets ganked by Evelyn, it's like, oh, that was fun, I'm dead again.
Well, yeah, the way her stealth works now is that she is stealth. Like, wards, green wards can't see her, and minions can't see her. Only
Yeah, the fact
champions
that
can see
minions
her
can't see her is crazy.
when she gets in a certain range, and she's just always stealth.
I'd be fine with if minions couldn't see her, but if wards could see her, it'd be so much better. I think.
And she can she regenerates 1% of her max mana every second that she's stealthed.
Yeah.
That's pretty good too.
So, traveling between blue buff and red buff, you'll pretty much have an extra 20% mana.
Yeah.
Does not take you 20 seconds. 1,200 movement speed Evelyn does not take 20 seconds to get between red buff and blue buff.
Level 1, it's legit.
Yeah, maybe not. You know what I'm saying. It's Evelyn doesn't need blue buff to jungle, let's just say that.
No.
Because she's wasting a lot of time ganking, and not necessarily wasting because her ganks are so powerful now, even though she doesn't have the stun or anything like that. Does she still have a slow? I didn't...
I thought Hate Strike
Her
slows now.
ultimate slows. No, Hate Spike doesn't slow.
Revenge?
Ravage.
No, everything increases.
Also doesn't
She doesn't have a slow
No,
anymore.
She does not. Her ultimate slows though.
No, okay.
Well, but lane ganking as Evelyn in jungle, you're gonna gank early and you're gonna gank often. So pretty much
First by Phage.
exhaust
There you
and walk to lane and kill someone. GG. Laugh at the bot lane 80 carry who's now dead.
Last thing that we're going to talk about this week, upcoming champion, Zyra.
Yeah, I don't even know why we want to talk about her because
Rise of the Torns.
I don't think there's any chance of her being released anytime soon.
Nope.
Why not? I don't think she'll come out.
The fact that they had to delay her, actually, there's an interesting theory about why she was actually delayed. Is that a lot of the high-level players were talking about how this patch was the most game-changing patch that they've ever had because they did major reworks to 3 champions, whole bunch of changes on another handful of champions, and then added a new character. So essentially, this patch, had they gone ahead and released Zyra in this patch, would have had 4 brand new champions. In theory.
That's pretty nuts.
And everyone was saying, that's going to screw up everything. We don't have enough bans for this. Everybody just wants to ban all these new champions and all the rework champions because nobody's going to know how to deal with them.
But they do need to up the number of bans. Everyone's feeling that. You need to go 4 and 4 on each team.
Really?
Yeah, or...
3 isn't enough anymore.
It used to be 2 and 2.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, and that
that's when
was
they had
never
like
enough.
80 champions.
They have near 100 champions now. And you can only ban 6 of them.
Yeah.
So, Zyra, Queen of Thorns, just run through her abilities really quick. Her passive is that when she dies, she transforms into a vengeful plant that fires one last shot before expiring.
I really want to know how much damage this one shot is going to do.
Yeah.
And I want to know, is it a skill shot?
Yeah,
Probably
is it a skill
probably a
shot?
skill
Does it
shot.
scale off AP?
I think this
She probably agree.
screenshot, if I can zoom in here, I think this is her turning into a plant.
Yeah, that's her death animation, isn't it?
So, I think so.
No, that's
Or is it her
Alistair.
ultimate?
I think that's her ultimate.
Oh, that is Alistair. Oh, what the? Oh, yeah, that's weird.
Yeah, that's got to be her
Oh,
ultimate.
yeah, because she's right there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I guess it's not shown on these. But yeah, is it a skill shot? Is it like an auto attack? I don't really know.
Will it be, if it's an auto attack, will it accidentally target a minion? Like if you're too close to a minion, is it just going to auto target it right away?
Is it
It's
true?
not, I think, probably like Twisted Fate.
Is it true
cards.
damage?
No.
Remains to be seen.
Yeah.
Her Q is Deadly Bloom. She throws a bud at a location, and then after a delay, it explodes, launching damaging thorns at all nearby enemies. And if cast on a seed, it grows into a thorn spitter plant, which fires at enemies from afar. Her W is she plants a seed, which gains her vision of that area for 30 seconds, which just seems really good just by itself. Just
Yeah, she seems like-
30 seconds of vision in this area.
Free wards seems like great mid lane champ.
And then you can augment those seeds with the other spells. Grasping Roots is she damages and roots enemies. She sends out kind of a wave, I guess, is how it sounds. She sends out vines to ensnare her targets, damaging and rooting enemies they come across. So it sounds like it'll be something you can dodge. Like a wave that goes forward and you can try and get out of the way. And if it's cast on a seed, that seed grows into a Vine Lasher, whose short-range attacks reduce enemy movement speed. And then her ultimate is she summons a Twisted Thicket at her location, dealing damage to enemies as it expands and knocking them airborne as it contracts. Plants in the area are enraged, increasing their attack speed. She has a lot of summons.
She has a lot of abilities that interact with her other abilities. Like her W just grants vision until you do something with it with one of your other spells, your Q or your E. And her ultimate does a little bit of damage probably and a knock-up unless there's plants in the area. So I think the most important thing is what the hell are her cooldowns going to look like. Because if the cooldown on planting a seed is like 10 seconds...
Yeah.
then she's never going to have enough seeds up to make any sort of good plays. Because
it depends how long the minions last.
Yeah, that's the most important thing, I think. Are there like timers where you can have a maximum of like 2 or 3?
Yeah, I know,
or do
but-
they expire after 30 seconds as well then?
And can you control them?
Yeah.
But I think the fact that her ultimate affects the plants, I think that's why the seed cooldown is the most important one. Because if you can't have 3 or 4 plants up at one time, then the ultimate is just like, it's a knock-up.
I don't know. She doesn't seem like she's going to carry really well.
Because,
Top
I mean,
lane, maybe?
Just like, what's going to happen in a team fight if she has no plants down before the team fight starts? Is it unrealistic to be able to get two plants down in the course of a team fight? Is it realistic? Or are you looking at getting 4 plants down?
Well, the seeds last 30 seconds, so maybe you kind of start just seeding the area, peppering the area with seeds, where, okay, us 5 are mid, and those 5 are mid, and we're going to fight over Baron right away. Maybe I just make sure I have 3 seeds at Baron.
Then she's going to fall in the same boat as Heimerdinger.
Or 2 seeds
Yeah.
at Baron.
If they don't come to this exact location, I'm useless for the next team fight.
But, I mean, her minions also move. So maybe if they last, like, they
Do
follow
they?
you, I think they
Do.
follow you around.
No, because
Plants don't usually move.
plants at
Oh,
target
does it say
location,
plants?
right?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't
It's
know. I think the increasing attack speed is just a bonus. I don't think that's the key part. I think the key part of that ultimate is that it is an expanding and then a contracting ultimate that deals damage and knocks them airborne. It deals damage both ways, I think, and
deals
No,
damage on the
yeah.
way out.
Deals damage on the way out then, and knocks them airborne as it contracts.
Yeah.
So that is an AoE knockup. And if this is the range on it, like that's a
Pretty
huge AoE knockup.
I mean, it also all depends on how fast it expands and contracts, because if when it's expanding, if you can think, okay, well, it's expanding, I'm going to flash out a range and not get knocked up. Sure, you take a little damage, but the important part of the spell is going to be negated.
Yeah.
And it's a thing, too, where, to talk about our plants, like, you have to decide, do you use your spells on the plants to make them grow to minions, or do you just use them
On the target.
as they're intended, right? For damage and for snaring in most cases.
And if you use them on the plant, is it going to do... Like, let's say it's a small skill shot like Lay Waste for Karthus. Is it going to be, if this small skill shot hits a plant, the plant will bloom and it'll still do its regular effect? So if you put a seed close to someone and then blow up the seed, will you get extra damage based on what ability you use? Or is it just going to say, okay, well, you use the spell on the seed, now the seed grows?
Yeah, well, I can imagine it being like a combo thing, where it's like, throw down a seed, hit them with my root, that roots them and grows my seed into a plant, throw my damage Q, and then blow my ultimate to knock them up and give me more time. I can see a lot. I think it's going to be a combo thing with the seeds. Throw the seed, use an ability, because both her abilities sound like they are skill shots. So you hit the seed and the target is, I think, the idea.
I hope that's how it is.
Yeah.
We'll find out, though.
Because I definitely am going to get this champ.
She's got 4 ears. That's too many ears.
Seems like
Too
years.
many.
Unless these are horns. Maybe she has horns.
Or leaves. Leaves.
Or leaves.
Just growing out of her hair.
So there you go. That is your mid-July patch. And Zyra. Everything you need to know. Anybody else have anything they want to talk about on this inaugural episode? 20-minute surrender. You guys are good?
Did we talk about Blitzcrank support?
I think we talked about Blitzcrank
They're
support.
looking at each other. They're comparing notes. Covered all the points, all the bullets.
Seems good.
Best mid lane champ right now.
Ari.
Twist Fate.
I gotta go with Twisted Fate.
Yeah.
I don't like Twisted Fate.
It has to be Twist Fate.
I don't like Twisted Fate.
Gain potential's too much.
Not explaining. Shut up.
explaining.
Okay.
No explaining.
Okay. Hey, if you want to write in
Deal with it.
some questions or some feedback, you can do that. The email address is 20minsurrender@manatank.com. 20 MIN surrender at manatank.com. All one word.
Did you spell out dot? Like D-O-T?
Dot. No, dot.
C-O-M?
No, it's dot.
It's dot. It's like a period?
Period.
Period.
Yeah. Full stop.
Full stop.
So that's going to do it for our first show. Write us in some questions, some things you want us to discuss. Feedback on the show. If you're watching us on League of Legends, on League of Legends. If you're watching us on YouTube,
YouTube?
if you're watching us on YouTube, why not subscribe on iTunes as soon as we're up there? If you're listening the day of release, if you're listening today on Saturday, Friday, July 20th, it won't be up on iTunes yet. It takes a couple days on there, but yeah, sub on there, rate and review us, and do all that good stuff.
Only good reviews, though. We
Yeah.
don't deal with negative criticism too well.
Especially the constructive kind. Can't handle that.
And we'll be back here in a couple weeks.
In an arbitrary amount of time.
Yeah,
we haven't decided how regular we're going to do the shows. So maybe if you guys all rate and review the show, let us know how often we should do them.
If we get tons and tons of feedback, I do it every day. Well,
Guess
guess
we're
that's
doing
what
it every
gotta
day.
do. So see all. We will see all of you next time, right here on 20 Minute Surrender, the League of Legends podcast.